What's going on, YouTube? It's Aydian here. It is my 5-year on T today, October 30th, 2014. I started 5 years ago, October 30th, 2009. I can't believe it's been 5 years. So I figured I would kind of take you guys around with me today, kind of do like a day in the life, but at the same time also kind of answer some questions about being 5 years on T. Since I have kind of documented, obviously, since the first pre-T to now 5 years. So, to go over the things that have changed, I've spent so many videos doing that. I want to kind of take a slightly different approach, since last year I did like a monologue, like a montage of video clips and stuff. So this year I'm going to answer some questions and kind of take you in the daily life as me too. So I just went to a nice, awesome workout with a buddy of mine, Robbie, and so I just got home, gonna do some work here on the computer, and yeah, then I'm gonna get ready and ride my bike to work. So hopefully I'll be answering questions throughout that. There's a little behind me. I'm in the studio, the 0.5cc studio, and this is where I do all my work right back there on that big old computer. So yeah. Alright guys, I'm excited to take you guys around with me. This is what I look like when I come home from the gym, and I'll see you soon. Alright guys, so I'm sitting here at my computer, and the first question comes from Marcel. He wants to know if I grew taller on T. So, I didn't grow taller on T, but what did grow was my feet. My feet grew about a half of a foot size, and now they're wider. They're not as, they're like, they grew a half of a shoe size. So now I'm like a 9.5, 9.5, and now they're like wider. They fill out my shoe more, which I think is actually pretty common for your feet to grow just a little bit. But as far as growing taller, unfortunately, I didn't grow any taller. I do think that I'm more confident as a human, so I do think that I stand up a little taller. But I don't think I actually grew any more inches. Sorry, Marcel. Alright, guys, I got another question. And this question was again about growth. Someone wanted to know if my waist got smaller, like my hips got any smaller. So my body fat percentage definitely went down a little bit when I started hormones. And that depends on the person. Some people go up in body fat, some people go down in body fat, some people stay the same. My weight stayed the same, but my body fat went down, and that was probably attributed to that I got into fitness and stuff when I first started hormones. But no, unfortunately, your waist doesn't get any smaller. Again, guys, your bones won't grow or necessarily shrink based on hormones unless you started a lot younger and you were on like blockers and stuff. But I started hormones at 22, so I was done growing pretty much. At 22, I'm pretty sure biological females are pretty much done growing at 22. So, unfortunately, I stayed my own height and my waist didn't get any slimmer. But, on a positive note, I have a turtle. I did clean her cage, so if anybody has suggestions on why my cage gets like this only after about 2 or 3 days, it starts to get foggy. It's not actually dirty, it's just foggy. But this is my turtle. It's a girl. Her name is Harvey. She has a non-gendered name, although she does identify as a female. At least that's, what she's expressed to me in Turtle World. And she's kind of a scaredy cat too. Sorry. All right, guys. I'm going to get ready for work, and I'll answer your next question a little later. What's up, guys? So I have to ride my bike to work. I'm not sure if any of you knew that, but I am rocking that classy headgear that I posted on Instagram if you follow me on Instagram. But Otherwise, I got my rain jacket on because it rains a lot here in Oregon, and it's a beautiful river behind me. This is my really cool bike that I also get to see this really beautiful view of the river whenever I ride my bike to work. So it's pretty sweet. All right, well, I got to get back on this piece and get out of here. What's going on? It's a little downtime at work, taking my break, eating some lunch. I always bring my lunch to work, one thing about me. And I'm always late. That's another thing about me. But I took this opportunity to get a little dressed up and wear my nice button down that my company 0.5cc makes. It's called the Button Down and Navigate button down. And then I also got on my sweet looking leather bracelet. This is more of the simpler one, but I like it a lot. So yeah, I just want to take a quick opportunity. Another question was asked, and it was, what are the best and the worst things, physical and emotional, on T? Okay, so I'll try to make it quick. So the best thing emotionally, more confidence, feeling like I can make plans in life because I'm happy to see where my life goes. Best thing physical, obviously just looking and identifying more with the man I see in the mirror and my body. Negative for physical would be my hair loss, and a lot more wrinkles or lines in my face, which is a combination of getting older, but also the hormones, and my hairline definitely receded. And then negative emotional would be, I'm a little less emotional in general, probably because I'm more overall happy and confident, but I do feel it is a little harder for me to grab at my emotional self. I think a little more logically now, which is kind of a little bit of a disappointment, but I just constantly try to reach for my emotions and make sure that I'm aware of them and acknowledge them so that I have a nice relationship with them and they're not forgotten. So yeah, that would be the positive and negative. So I just got back from riding my bike in the rain. Had to change. Just taking off my rain pants now. So I can't really record much at work, obviously, since I'm working. But, oh my goodness. I want to take a minute to answer just one or two more questions before I go to Walmart to try to maybe get something to bake for Halloween. That's my cat, Chester. Chester, babes! Chester. He's not really in. Alright guys, so I'm kind of settled in. I had a little bowl of cereal as a snack. My hair's a little wet and wild from the rain, but it is what it is. I got my phone here. I'm going to answer a few questions quickly and try to get some more in before the night is over. It's like 8 o'clock now already. What would you say has changed the most in the last years? Jody, shout out to Jody. Probably my thinking. Just because prior to T, or prior to even realizing that I was transgender, I didn't have really any self-will or self-power to really be like a functioning human and develop a life that I enjoyed. I just didn't really think it was going to be possible. So my outlook on life and my overall own self-awareness and self-worth is way higher than ever before, and just that feeling alone on the daily is a significant change, way more than any facial hair or voice or anything like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, for sure. Alexander, what was your first thought after this 5th year shot versus your first? So my first shot, I have a video up here back in the day. Oh my goodness. I think I was just like in awe, but like I think I was expecting to feel really different, but I didn't. So it was weird because it was like you get yourself the shot, or you get the shot, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, all right, now what? Now you just wait and wait and wait and wait until you take your next shot, and then you wait and wait and wait. So this year, I actually took my shot last night, and I thought to myself, I don't know. Honestly, I just always like hope that even now, 5 years on hormones, I just always am scared that I'm not putting it in the right part of my ass or whatever, like in the muscle, or I'm gonna hit a vein. And my wife does my shots, and I'm always freaking her out, and it's like she's done them for years, but I'm always terrified. So I think, again, I was just hoping I hadn't hit a vein. I think that's my feeling and thoughts after every shot I take. Okay, David wrote, do you feel more comfortable doing intimate things now compared to pre-anything? For sure, definitely. I went from barely being intimate to being intimate. So for sure, definitely, as I've become more comfortable with myself, so does my intimacy levels on all extremes, from sexual to just friendships, just being intimate, besides on a physical level, which has drastically changed, but even on just a more open and emotional level of letting people in, and also being let into other people's lives. I don't know how to pronounce this name. Sorry. Cardis? But there's 2 R's. Cardis. Has your libido increased or decreased? I made a video on this too, I think. My libido never really increased when I first started hormones, any more than it already was. And my libido hasn't necessarily decreased either. I think it's pretty much been the same the whole way. That was one thing I definitely feel like I didn't really notice as much. Maybe I just wasn't aware. I didn't notice my libido go really skyrocket when I first started hormones, and apparently a lot of people it does, but it really didn't for me. I mean, I was at the same level that I was. So, last one before we'll move on. Ari writes, what were the worst and best social situations at this time? I mean, in all of this time. I like that, because it was a hard question. The best social situations. I think the best social situations are when I meet a group of people that are really nice to me and my wife and are friends, and then we come out to them and they act the same. I think it's fairly rare, unfortunately, but when it happens, it's the best feeling, really. And the worst is when you, same scenario, you come out to your friends that have been friends with you, and then they don't call you back, or they don't they stop hanging out with you. That's definitely the worst social thing that can happen. Nobody tells you it's because you're trans, but it's pretty aware, and it's pretty obvious. Snail, 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 snail. Snail, 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 snail. What's going on, guys? So, it's actually no longer my 5 years, but unfortunately, I forgot the camera when I went to go to Walmart and pick up my wife. So it kind of threw off the rest of the night. But it is super early in the morning, and you guys didn't get to see me like this last time. I always have my coffee at 8 in the morning, and then I hit the gym between 8:30 and 9. That's pretty much a solid routine for every day, except for the weekend. I was Pooh Bear. It was successful. I'll put a picture. And so I just kind of wanted to sum up the video before I edited it and put it together and stuff. Alright, so last question before I have my final thought. Where's the question? I should have gotten it. L asked me, are you happy?
I don't think I have to answer that question. I think purely based on how I present my life to the viewers, you guys, and if you compare my first few videos to these last few videos, I think you can definitely tell that I'm happy. Alright guys, so thank you all for watching this video. If you guys have been here from the beginning, so much love to you guys. It's just crazy that I've been making videos for 5 years. I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, if you guys have been here from the beginning, thank you so much for all your support. If you guys are just starting to watch, thank you guys for coming down. You know, obviously my life has changed. My life is 100% different than it was before I started a YouTube channel. Absolutely. I do not know. Well, not that I don't know where I would be, but I know that I would not be right here, right now, if I didn't have you guys supporting me and just the whole community supporting each other. And I know we get a lot of shit for hating on each other, but I've never seen a community come together more than the transgender community. Everybody's got a little bit of problems within their community, but we have so much more strength that I think unfortunately we hinder because we're so focused on the negative. I think if we just all remain positive, we would join together and be so much bigger and stronger. And I know that because you guys have joined me, and I've joined you guys, I've become so much stronger because of it. And it's just phenomenal. I mean, you know, look, I'm wearing a hat that has this channel on it. Like, that's crazy, guys. That's just mind-blowing. It really is. And I'll just stop, like, stuttering and not saying much, but the same things. Yeah, so thank you guys so much. I'm so happy with where my life is, and you know, I'm gonna stick around, guys. I'm gonna be here, so you know, keep liking, keep checking out the channel, and thanks again for all your support, guys. Peace.
Like holding him as this sort of role model for what they could do or what they could be, and you know, like he's sort of like the potential that they have, and him just really being a go-to person in the community for assistance in so many different ways. He's much more comfortable with public speaking. He's been, you know, doing so much more of it, and you know, really kind of stepping into his power in terms of, you know, his speaking. He has this ability to be authentic on camera and be honest and transparent and vulnerable, and I think it's amazing. You know, I'm a therapist, so I know the power of vulnerability, and just to kind of watch him